Just tell me one thing. What is the correct pronunciation of your name?
Fede.
Fede. Actually, to be
Fede,
very
perfect.
honest, in India, like names
Yes.
are very different. It's little simple and the
Yes.
pronunciation is very different. Like my name is Muskan. So Muskan. Anyone can pronounce that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Muskan. Yeah, no, there's a lot of different names.
Right. But okay, Fede.
Fede, perfect.
Okay. So, like, one question that many people were asking me is,
Yes.
are you planning to come to Delhi?
I'm trying to. I'm really trying to.
Okay.
That's I got so much support, so much listening coming from this city particularly.
Okay.
So we are organizing. We are trying to organize. I really hope to come, and we're doing our best to make it happen.
But what do you think is the vibe of Delhi people? Like, do you have anything in your mind?
Nah, not really, not really. It's
Okay.
really I got a lot of love coming from this city. I know it's a very international city.
Okay.
There's a lot of diversity, a lot of energy going on in Delhi.
Hmm.
But I never been there, so I never really experienced the city, and I would love to.
Have you ever been to India? I don't think so.
No, I never been
No.
to India. No.
Okay. But like, what is the image of India or Indian people in your mind? Like, have you ever heard something or anything else?
Yes, no, yes. I've
Okay.
traveled in my life a lot. I never had the opportunity to get to India, but I met a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Indians who grew up there. It's a very diverse country. It's really a
Right.
word in
Mm-hmm.
this country. There is a whole word from north to south. It's completely two different feelings,
Hmm.
and um, and so yeah. So New Delhi, it's very like in the north. So you really have a very different vibe from for what you can find on the south or whatever else. But
Okay.
yeah, that's very diverse. I think that's the word that describes best India. That's a lot of variety.
I'll tell you, like, I live near Delhi. My schooling was in Delhi, but I
Okay.
live on like Delhi Haryana border. So, Haryana is the next state. So, I live
Okay.
on the border. So, like, Delhi people, they are like very, like, the energy is very different. They are very bindas type. Like, you don't know the meaning of bindas, but they are like very
No.
chill kind of people. And
Okay.
they don't care much about anything and all that stuff, but they have two different sides. Like the very first one is being very cool and this, and the second one is when they get into feelings, or like when they deeply love something. And I think your on the other side is that music which went viral as hell, right? Okay.
What
So
do you mean? Sorry, I didn't understand. What do you mean on the other side of music?
on the other side was the music I saw on
Yes.
Spotify. I
Ah,
think
okay,
that
get
was
it.
the most heard one, right?
Yes. Is the one
Okay.
who's performing best and is the one who's creating more connect with the people.
But what do you think? Like, what was the special part of that music that made
Mm.
people hear it so much?
No, it's different. I really tried something very different with this
Hmm.
song, and I didn't really know where I was going, but I really had very good results. I think the difference it's the whole mindset. There's a difference
Okay.
between making song to fill up the Spotify and then making song like to me this one where I'm really trying to drive a story out of it.
Okay.
And I think there's a lot of I think the chords, the progression, the energy and the time that I spend, the people I work with, it was a very nice combination. And
Okay.
the lyrics, the topic, it's a very different topic
Mm-hmm.
than what I used to talk with, and also the way of promotion maybe. It just was really like a rebranding this song. It was really something that I really tried,
Okay.
and sometimes it work out and sometimes it doesn't. But here I really had a good surprise.
Okay. But like, what do you think that when you are making any kind of music, so it
Mm.
should be something that comes straight out of your heart or something related to you, or it can be anything, but you are so good at your work. Like option A is you can create any kind of music, like you are very good at it. And option B is when you deeply feel something and you make music out of it.
I think it's a kind of both because
Okay.
at the end of the day you have to find inspiration inside yourself. Like making music, it's a way to express yourself.
Right.
So there has to be a little bit of you in it. So it's only we are complex human. You have to find one proper element that is in you and one proper
Hmm.
way to figure it out and to put it out in the world.
Okay.
So you do have both of options because then it's also by experience it and by working a lot that you can do this in a better way and
Okay.
in a proper way. So
Hmm.
it's really, I think, a combination of the both options that you give.
But this music, this particular on the other side, was this
Yeah.
something related to you? Was it your
Uh,
story or it was pure, like art
it
form?
was no, it was part of my story. I think it talks about goodbyes. So I think a lot of people can relate it to it in a lot of different ways. So yeah, it was. I also been to goodbyes, and I think there was a
Okay.
very optimistic way to talk about it. To say that on the other side, everything is going to be better anyway. And
Hmm.
so yeah, it relates to me, but I think pretty confidently that everybody has to go through goodbyes at some point of their life. So it also doesn't talk about me. The purpose is to put a subject that touched me on the table, and then
Okay.
anyone can serve and make this yours. And this is, I think, the beauty in music.
Mm-hmm. But are you scared of goodbyes? Like, to be very honest, if you ask me, then I'm someone like, I'm not even scared, but I can't go through that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, it is obviously not good. Like, as a human being, you should be that strong emotionally. But right now, I don't think I'm that strong that I can take any kind of goodbye. But can you?
Yeah, I think we're not made for it. I don't think human being is made for that. But from the society we're living in, and especially if you are someone who wanna travel a lot,
Hmm.
it's something you're just gonna learn it, like
Right.
anything. I don't know if do you ever had the chance to live abroad?
No, honestly,
And
not.
if you will ever, you will see that this is something that is just gonna be every month. You're gonna make friends, and every month people come and go. So it's
Okay.
something that you're gonna experience, and it's part of life. This is the goodbye. But then you have friendship goodbye, you have love goodbyes, you have goodbyes, death
Hmm.
goodbye. You have a lot of different kind. But yeah, it's something you learn. Am I good at it? I don't think so. Yeah, but we're learning.
But I don't think anyone can be good at it. Like
Yeah,
everyone has that very emotional side of their own. Maybe they
sure.
don't show the world, but deep inside they might feel it.
I true. I guess it's. I agree. I agree. I think the most the goodbye hurts, the better time you spent with the person. So at the end of the day, it means that you
Hmm.
spent well your time.
Okay, like you were asking about going abroad. So recently, one of my friend, she went Australia on this 21st Feb. And like the time I was at the airport, I didn't even look at her. And I was constantly crying. And I was not even making a eye contact. And like people were standing, her parents and everyone. And I was behind her.
Yeah,
Like I was crazy. Like physically, it hurts me so much. I don't know how.
I
But I
know.
am
But
like very bad at it. I just can't see any of my close one like going away. Like I just can't, to be very honest.
yeah, I understand. But at the same time, it's a good exercise. It's for her. I'm so much sure. Like once she's gonna come back, especially Australia, like she wanna come back. It's gonna
Right.
be amazing time when she's gonna come back, and
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna see it. Maybe you see it already. How much this person has changed in a very better way.
Right.
And you're gonna have one friends, two friends, and then maybe you're gonna be you the person to do it. I mean, you started a podcast, so you're someone who just
Mm-hmm.
do your thing, and maybe
Hmm.
sometimes you're gonna be interested in travel, and then you're gonna have to say goodbye to everyone in the same times, and then you come back. That's a beautiful goodbye. It's like a goodbye of like see you. It's a see you later thing. So
Hmm.
there's it's normal that it's hard, but it's not everything that is hard is a bad thing.
But I'll tell you, Ferry, what happened in India is like India is very different country. Like relationships here are very different. Like from childhood to now, every person, every, like child stays with their parents, brother, sister. We have a very long family. So in this scenario, we are emotionally very weak. But like I have two sides. On that current time when she was going, I was, whole messed up and everything. But the time I got into car, I made my mind very positively that, okay, this is good for her. She is happy. She will come back and everything. But okay.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's a mental process for sure.
Okay, have you heard about any Indian singer?
Oh, yes, but I can't remember the name because they're very hard for me to
Okay,
remember. But there's huge ones.
is there any song or something, like any lyrics or whatever it is? Like, can you remember anything?
Yes. So it's from India.
Okay.
I know because I have like my best friend is from Punjab, so he showed me a lot of stuff, but I
Okay.
never remember. I can't remember the name of stuff.
Okay.
I right now remember there is a very famous singer featuring a song with Alan Walker. So it's a very
Okay.
mix into two words, the more
Mm-hmm.
European word and the Indian word,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved it what the singer did on the song. So
Okay.
it's really super interesting what the I think the mix of those two culture can make.
But basically, you enjoyed Indian music.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's Indian music. It's incredible because you guys created, I think, that nobody ever created on the world.
Hmm.
A rhythmic that only you have, chord progression that only you have,
Hmm.
sound design that only you have. So for hours seeing this from an external point of view, it takes time to understand it because it's very different and we just don't
Right.
know me even how to dance and how we should be, react to it.
Okay.
But objectively, what you
Hmm.
created, it's so much unique
Okay.
that that's very
And,
rare.
and 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 one more thing, like in India, basically, there are, like multiple languages. Like each state
Yes.
have their own language, they have their own culture. So even we are not aware, as an Indian, we are not aware of some of the music and we can't understand that. Like for example, Bengali song, Punjabi song, Haryanvi song, there are so many different kind of music.
Yeah,
Well,
I guess
okay.
so.
But I think like the time you will come Delhi, if it is possible, and if when you will come, like
For sure.
I'm damn sure you will enjoy it. You will love it.
Of course. No,
Because
no, no, I know.
I have seen your, like I have gone through your Insta ID and I have seen that you love traveling a lot. You have traveled
Yes.
a lot in your life, but India is still missing. But I think you will love
True,
it.
true, true. Of course. I think you have to be prepared to India because it's like
Okay.
you really. I think it's a moment you have to yeah, prepare, and it's not a place where you want to spend 2 weeks. I mean, you want to spend like a few months. For me,
Hmm.
it's really like a place you really want to sit in. But New Delhi, especially, I got a good friend who grew up there, and he loved it. And he said like it's more like a city where people are enjoying living there. Like it's
Right.
more actively like they love
Right.
the city. That's such a
Right.
good sign. That's not everywhere.
Hmm.
Not everywhere in the world people really have love for the city. Sometimes they're just born in and they just don't ask them single
Hmm.
question.
Hmm. Hmm. But like Delhi people, they are like, we can't leave Delhi. Like we can't go to any other state or somewhere
Yeah,
else. We are so much in love with this particular state. And
yeah,
Fede, like
yeah.
I'm telling
I'm
you,
completely.
like if people met you and like if they even one time, if they even liked you a little bit, then they are going to stay with you for the entire life. Like this is
Yeah,
the kind of people you will get. The
super
amount of
trustful.
love. But
I can
perfect.
feel that. I can feel that for the little that I know.
Okay, like how many years have you been doing music? Like what
So
was the
I
time span?
started in COVID. So it was 2020. That's the I'm a COVID artist. I started there, and then slowly was really like a slow progression,
Okay.
and step by step up to where I am right now.
Okay. Like, is there any particular target you have this year of your music? Like, I saw you
Yes.
write a lot. Like, I have seen your
Uh,
post or something else. Like, you believe in writing your goal, and
yeah,
all
yeah.
of that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
true, true. And it's so interesting to see how goals changed. It was so
Okay.
much before based on numbers that I have to reach and very factually. And right now
Okay.
my goal is to get better in making the music that I
Hmm.
really love, and getting better in sharing the music because right now music is not only about making it, you also have to share it. It's a half job.
Okay.
And I think really focusing on getting better each day. It's really or getting better at each song, on doing
Hmm.
something that is more particular to you. Now my goals are more like this. But yeah, I do write my goals every time. I think it's very important. It's very something that I mean can work or not. To me, it worked, so I stick to it.
Do you believe in being delusional? You know,
Yes,
like
you know
when you
how
are
they
very
call it?
Hmm.
they call it optimist delusional. Like you're
Right.
so
Okay,
optimist
right.
that it's like not even the reality what you're doing, but you're still in it. And I love this concept. I love this concept because
Right.
it's I think it's the whole music. Even on the other side, it's very delusionally optimist.
Right.
On the other side, I don't know what's going on, but I'm sure that it's going to be amazing.
But like,
I'm
what
gonna
do
be
you
fine.
what do you mean by delusional optimistic? Right?
Yes.
What do you
So
mean
to
by it?
me,
Like, what is this exactly?
so to me, it's like you create what you say. What you say, you create it. It's like very.
Okay.
Our words are very powerful, and I think you have to pay a lot of attention to what's come out of your mouth, because
Okay.
this reality at the end we all have our own perception of it, and it's a very complex reality, and no one can say I know the truth of everything. So at the end you have to create, for a good part of it, you have to create your own truth, and you do it by saying the words and talking to yourself and talking to the way you just see the words. And whatever happened and whatever it's unknown, you can basically decide if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing. So
Okay.
being a delusionally optimist, it's actively choosing the best scenario possible and to create it in order to live in this bubble. And people are gonna say that is not true, but at the end, they don't even know. They decided that this will not be true, but
Right.
it just can't. If I say on the other side it's going to be amazing, if people say no, it's not, how do you know? Nobody knows. So I decided that it's going to be a great, and I live a life knowing that the other side is going to be amazing. This is substitutional. I can never say it. Optimistic delusional.
Optimistic, I think it is being I think being optimistic is being positive about something,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
right?
like deeply positive. Yeah,
Yes, and being delusional optimistic or optimistic delusional is, like when you are positively delusional about something that it is
exactly.
gonna happen no matter what.
Exactly. I'm gonna give you an example very easy. You're on a boat. The boat is sinking, but you go just let's go surf. Like that's kind of person. You know what I mean? Everybody's
Right.
panicking, but hey, let's go surfing. That's
Okay.
that's the kind of decision
Okay.
that you can make, and
Okay.
it really makes a difference.
And like I read this somewhere that if you are confident about something, if you are delusional about something, there are chances that it might happen. But if you are not at all delusional, you are a negative kind of person, you don't believe in it, then there are 0% chances that it might happen to you. Like you
Yes,
have to be delusional for something.
of course, because you create space for this to exist, and also I also add something. It doesn't even matter at the end of the day if it happens or not, because the moment
Okay.
it happens, it's gonna happen for a few minutes. But the moment you're gonna try to make it happen, it's gonna last years. So what do you
Mm.
want? What is the purpose? Living years or living 1 minute the moment you have it?
Okay, great. Like I didn't thought of this, but it is amazing. Okay. But like you talked about that whatever comes out of your mouth, you should be aware of it, right?
Yes.
Have you ever been through a state where, like it's not working out for you and you went into little depressing kind of state where you are not that motivated, or something like that? Have you ever talked bad about yourself?
Of course, no, of course, it's human also, and of course, I'm not saying that I'm an example on it, but
Okay.
it's what I'm trying to convey, even if it's a part of me that I'm trying to convey. But my whole personality is just not only this. So yeah, of course, like everyone,
Okay. But have you ever been through that depressing state in your life?
I had hard moments. I would put the word depression. I think it's little. I don't know. I don't feel appropriate.
Right, because it is
But yeah,
very.
hard moments. Yeah, I had it.
Okay. And how did you overcome from that? Because people face very hard time overcoming from things like that.
True, true. No, it's a very deep question. It's I think there is two different options. That's what
Okay.
I think. There is like you're doing situation is bad because it's situational. So you have a good state of mind, but the situation is shit. You're searching for a job, you don't find it. You're looking for something you don't have. This is the situation. Fix your situation, and you're gonna be better. And the second one, it's
Okay.
whatever your situation, the problem it's you and your mindset. So then you have
Okay.
to fix your mindset, and it's a whole different path.
Hmm.
And that's the way I think. It is situational things that I have to fix. In this case, just don't think, work hard, and make it happen.
Okay.
Or is it something that you can't change? You change everything you could change. Your environment is good, but it's your mindset that has to change. Because you can have the best environment, you can be the most richest person, the most good-looking person, but if you don't have your mindset right, then you still have a problem. So I think there's two
Right.
different things and two different ways to fix it.
Hmm. Great. But like I came up with this thought in my mind that sometimes what happen is someone is very good, but he is very good, like his professional life is amazing, but his personal life is shrinking or is not
Of
that
course.
good, or sometimes it opposite. Do you think that even mindset matters there?
Of course, no, of course. There is this happens a lot. A lot of
Okay.
people, and actually, because they use it, they use their job or their career to
Hmm.
just go out of their self and try to escape themselves. This is a
Okay.
scenario that happens so many times in a 9 to 5 job. People giving their all in this or in their projects because they just allow them to not think about the actual
Okay.
themselves.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, Fede, now coming on like creating content, like what I observe about content creation nowadays is that doesn't matter what originally your content is. Sometimes, for example, a movie doesn't matter how good or bad your movie is if it's a small project. But if you, on Instagram, especially on Reels, if you portray it nicely, like if you give it a emotional angle and make it little relatable, then people are gonna love it. Like, do you think that even in music, like content creation matters a lot nowadays?
Yes, no, no, of course. It's
Okay.
also crucial. Music industry it's wide, so there's different way to approach it.
Okay.
But the most I would say mainstream way, the way where you want to reach the maximum people, do it through social media, to
Mm.
marketing, to learning how to share. That's what I was saying before. I want to get
Okay.
better in making music and in share the music. And in a
Mm.
part of sharing, it's not 100%. It's through social media to making reels, TikTok and stuff. That's a good way to reach a lot of people. And
Okay.
it's an art to master it that
Mm-hmm.
evolves very quickly, years from years, completely different. You have
Mm-hmm.
to just surf on and learn. I
Okay.
think so. Yeah.
Do you have any inspiration in your music industry, like someone you admire a lot?
Yes, no, a lot, a lot. I have a list of people that I love what they're doing, love how they share, how they. Of course, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be there without inspiration. Of course, I just put all the person and all the inspiration that I liked. I put them together. I put myself in it, and I created my project out of it. There's a
Okay.
lot of people in the America. I think in US they're very good in this, in
Okay.
marketing, especially in making TikToks and real. In pop, the way that I do. Uh, I honestly every month,
Mm.
every week, I discover a new person because they're
Okay.
so good in this, and I think United States in this in particular,
Okay.
they just the best in marketing for me. So
Mm-hmm.
for right now.
Will you continue doing music for the rest of your life? Like,
Oh, so I would say yes, but I don't know. I don't know how would I know. But factually, music has always been in my life, so
okay.
it's hard to. It's my definition, so it's hard to think about me without it. But maybe the next version of myself is gonna be completely different. But
Okay.
yeah, hard to think to my life without music. So I guess so. Would I still continue to do the same? Probably not. Would I still continue to share the music? I hope so, but I still don't know. But yeah, it's a relationship that I have with my music. I don't think it
But
can end.
do you have any another option? Like, if not music, then what?
Yes, no, no. There are options. I have had nine to five jobs and very very normal
Okay,
jobs.
you
So
used to do 9 to 5 jobs.
yeah.
Oh, okay. What kind of job you used to do?
So I had a degree in engineering actually. So it was
Are you
very
serious? Okay, so
yeah
basically you are an engineer.
yeah. I graduated in engineering school,
Oh,
and
it is
so very very
crazy.
far. But I think that that's why I was bored. So I don't feel like it was creative enough. So that's why I try a lot of different things, and in those a lot of different things I found music, and I carry out both projects at the same time. So then music went well. But it started by a lack of creativity in my engineering school. So I guess I would do that.
Like, just a second, let me come remind this whole situation. Like, where are you from, basically?
So I don't understand. I'm Italian, but I grew up in Belgium. I was born and grew up in Belgium, Brussels.
Okay, like I can't even pronounce the name right now, but
Belgium,
okay. Belgium?
Belgium. Yeah, it's a country in Europe, a small
Okay, okay,
country.
Belgium. Okay, okay. Something was probably okay. Got it, got it. But then,
I grew up
like,
there.
okay, but who made you do this engineering? Like, was there any kind of pressure or what? What was
Yeah.
it? Or did you
Yeah,
choose it
I came.
yourself?
No, I came from my family is very scientific family. They're all
Okay,
engineers, so it was like the normal choice. I didn't know what to do,
okay,
and I was good in math, and everybody was doing engineer around me, so it was the
okay.
easy choice. No, because it's a hard study, but it was the more obvious one. And
Hmm.
I still didn't know what to do. I started because I was like, okay, I don't know what to do, but let's do something. And then I continued because I didn't have plan B. And then I get bored. Then I do a lot of stuff while continuing. Then music went well, and at the moment where music went well, I was
Hmm.
at kind of the end of my study. So I was like, okay, now I'm just gonna get this diploma that I'm here. Did I enjoy it? Not really, but I didn't have an option B. And it taught me a lot because it's hard study. So it taught me a
Okay.
lot of discipline, I guess, and a lot of things, I guess. I don't know all the skills that are not related to science, but I think that still are in me somehow.
But is it really hard?
Yeah, yeah, no, it's hard. Honestly, there's no other word. Like, maybe it's not there everywhere, but I can tell you that
Hmm.
in Belgium, a chemical industry, the way I did it, it was hard, really. Or at least for someone who was not deeply motivated as I was in this
Okay.
field, but I still
Hmm.
did it by discipline.
Okay.
That's not an easy thing. But now I find it more interesting. I think it's more interesting when you're not forced to do it. And I'm like, actually,
Right.
it was not that bad now that I think about it. But when I was there and I was young, I was 19. I didn't want to do it, but I did it anyway.
Okay. Okay, now I got it. But what was you studying? Like, what kind of engineering was you doing?
So it was material engineer. So it was about
Okay.
it was chemical and it was what's called material science. So
Okay.
you study metals, you study the physics, the quantum physics, and stuff like that,
Okay.
which is beautiful because it's the I choose this one because it's the study of the words. Like informatics, electronic is stuff that humans created, and it's very passionate. But it's a science that we created. And chemistry and physics, it's something we didn't create it. We're discovering. It's like it's
Okay.
already there. All the physics is
Hmm.
already around us, and it's just about us and
Hmm.
trying to understand where we put our foot and
Okay.
what is around us. I think it was very very beautiful.
But what about the teachers? Like, what was their teaching method? Was it interesting? Like, or what
Honestly,
was it?
honestly, I think I think there was at least in my university now I cannot say I think it was a lack of pedagogy. Like people were very good and very smart,
Okay.
but they were not good in transmitting the passion. And what I think it's
Okay.
all about also being a teacher is not all about being very very smart and
Knowledgeable?
very good in what you do, but it's
Okay.
also about like communication. And there was a lack of communication. I cannot say that it's ever, but I mean, I experienced lack of communication and
Okay.
passion in sharing in the
Mm-hmm.
study that I did, for
Okay.
sure.
But like, Ferry, if I tell you about like what happens in India, parents are involved, highly involved in your career. Like, it's
But,
like the scenario
mm,
is, how shall I explain you? Like, for example, there's a person, and if I'm interested in music, okay, and I'm very good at it. But like generally, like parents will not approve that. Like 90%
mm,
of parents, they are like,
mm,
no, you have to move towards a safer option.
yeah,
Like they don't consider music, dance, or any other curricular thing as a safer option. They want something like you can be a doctor, engineer, teacher. So they move towards a safer option. Like, is this scenario in your area as well? This mindset?
that's what I experienced exactly. My parents was
Okay.
didn't, so
Okay.
I do have an opinion on it. Um, Now, if I think it, I don't know. I don't have kids. It's hard to to say what our parents would do. But
Hmm.
yeah, I experienced it, and it's very understandable, of course.
Right.
But I came from a place where I did both. It depends,
Okay.
but maybe I don't know what would have happened if I only did music at the same time. But it was not ready. It's very a mental process. That's what you're saying. It's not only about making music and doing. It's a very are you ready to it, or maybe you think you're ready, and then when you actually have an opportunity, you figure out that you're not that ready.
Okay.
So it's very hard to. I still don't have the answer to this question, to be honestly,
Mm-hmm. But
because I
like,
still didn't think that I made it. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, I did everything I could in music, so I can tell you this was a successful path. I'm still in my
okay.
process, so I still don't know what's the end of the story. So I can really not tell if it was a good path or not.
Okay. Got it. But like, what do you think is an ideal education system according to you? Like,
Oh,
hmm.
for what? Like in university, you mean? What do you mean?
Basically, from a child, like if someone is a
Yes.
3 or 4 year old child, what should be the education system, basically?
Very well, different
Or like,
they are
what's
very
wrong?
different, I think. What's wrong?
Hmm.
So again, I can only tell what I know. I don't know how it's in
Okay.
school at all.
Hmm.
But from where I come from, where I grew up in Belgium,
Hmm.
there is a clearly lack of recognition for artistic paths, for sure. It's
Okay.
a very artist doesn't have a lot of space the way it's put in high school and in so it was never really mentioned as an option to
Okay.
maybe do something that was not scientific, or maybe something that was not. Maybe it came
Hmm.
from my high school again, but that's what I felt. And I never thought of making a living out of music until late, really late. I really had to
Okay.
see the money in my face. I was like, okay, this factually now I can. But I
Hmm.
didn't thought that it was, oh, I could dream about it. Because
Okay.
it was not there is a lack
Hmm.
of it.
But do you used to have your music classes in your school, like in Belgium?
No, we didn't have. No, zero.
But okay,
No,
like
no.
it is like normal here. Like even though
Mm.
like like in music classes they didn't give you so much of knowledge or something. Sometimes you sit idly and you just come out of the period. When the period is over, you just come to back to your class. Sometimes even this happen, but like you never had any music class, dance class or anything.
So in the normal system, no. Then I
Hmm.
did. It was more like mom. It was my mom giving me music knowledge, basically.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it was not in the curses. I know a lot of people. I mean, actually, in Italy, in France, in Europe in general, not in Belgium apparently, but there you have a music classes. Is it something pushed? No, it's really basic. They basically do flutes all the time.
Okay.
But
Okay.
we didn't even
Hmm.
have that. We didn't have that in Belgium.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. But do you think like all these classes should be added like basically what is education? Like whatever you want to pursue in your future that is considered as your education, you know? And if you are
Yeah.
getting knowledge about each and everything but not about that particular thing, so I think it is wrong.
So I didn't understand. Say it again.
I'll tell you. Like basically what I believe is like
Yeah.
according to me what is an ideal education system? Like for example, a person is very good at music. Like
Yeah.
he can be exceptionally good singer. So what should happen is that he should get a proper music class, music education at his school.
Okay.
You know,
But yeah.
like
No,
he
sorry.
should
Sorry. Sorry.
he should get proper education like all other subjects and everything. But if he is interested in that particular thing, so other curriculars should also be added and it should be given the equal importance.
True, but I understand it, and I think
Hmm.
it's very nice to give the space. But I think the problem that I see there is
Hmm.
maybe the person is very good at it, and he is not mentally prepared. I've seen a lot of artists that are deeply talented,
Okay.
but they're not just not made for music industry because it's also business, and they don't want to market their thing. They're just very good at it, and they still didn't want it. So there is also this. And second thing, it's like being good. It's something that you can be talented, but you can also create being good. I don't think I am deeply talented. It was in myself. I just learned it everything
Okay.
by myself, and because I was passionate enough to do it. But I think anyone can be very good in anything. So
Right.
it's you can be good after and even later in life. You can be good. You can start your project at 30 and become very good at 40 and make a project out of 40. So I think, um, but just the opportunity and just to let them know that there is an option. It's a harder one, and it's not that not made for everyone. But
Okay.
this option exists and it's there out of the world. I think that's more important.
But like you mentioned this, that some people are very good at singing or creating music, but they don't choose it as their career. Like, why? Like, if you are good at it, what is the reason that you can't choose it? You can't pursue it?
That's why I'm saying that it's a very mental thing. And so when you start a project, I mean, you also maybe can relate. You started a podcast because maybe I guess you're passionate about it and
Right. Hmm.
exchanging
Hmm.
and everything. But uh, when you have money and responsibility come in it, it's a very different way to see it.
Okay.
And people sometimes leave it this very bad. Some people, they do music, they're very good, they enjoy it, then they start seeing money, they enjoy it, and then at some point they make a living out of it, and then they have responsibility. They cannot make the music that they want. They have to make music that works, and
Okay.
um and uh and at some point this can have a big shift because it's very different. If you want to be professional, you have to do it in a professional way because you're working with people in the music industry that are not artists. You work
Okay.
with there are normal industry. You work with HR. You work with salesmen. You work with people that
Mm-hmm.
sometimes don't even care about music. They're there because they just get hired in some
Hmm.
industry. So it's not like everything is nice and everything is good. You also have to adapt up to a
Hmm.
certain point to the market and to what the word is. It's not because you're an artist that you're not gonna do it. And some people that cannot mix it, and some I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be for me a problem because now I'm
Okay.
doing the music that I want. But I'm deeply lucky because the music that I like happens to be the one that works better for now.
Okay.
But
Okay.
what if it's not the case anymore? What if tomorrow it's a new style and people are not into pop that much and stuff that I do?
Okay.
What did
Okay.
I do? Music that I don't
Hmm.
like for a living? I'm not. I don't know. So it's a little bit more
Okay.
complex.
But basically, it's not completely the art form. So many things are involved in it. Like you have to
Yes,
be mentally sharp, you have to be at that business side also,
yeah,
and all of these angles are involved in it.
true.
Okay.
Either this, either at the beginning for sure. Either there are people that just can work, find the good collaboration, the good people that they deeply trust,
Okay.
who has the complementary part. They're the very artistic one. Don't tell me about contract and everything. And that is the other part, the other man, more salesman, don't understand a lot about music, but just take the music and then partnership like this exists.
Okay.
Manager, artist. But again, it's very hard to find and to find a good equilibrium. But you do have your projects wider
Okay.
have to have the artistic part and the business related part for sure.
But like, what is the percentage? Like out of 100, what is the
50-50.
percentage?
I would say 50-50.
Okay, so 50% you have to be good at your work, good at your art,
Yeah.
and the rest is business and everything else.
I think so. I think so. For
Okay,
how it is for now, yeah. Yeah.
okay,
And if you want to be fully 100%, as I said, I think you should work with someone. But
okay.
wouldn't it apply to you? Because you're very passionate. You write. I saw you work on your interview and you have
Right,
really
right.
deep and good
Hmm.
questions. But at
Hmm.
some point, you also have to put it on social media to get people to send their mail. You have people that are not responding to you,
Right.
and you have to learn how to write a good mail. So maybe it was not why you started to write good mail. So maybe why you
Oh,
started to make
okay.
maybe
Now I
you
got it. Okay.
know what I
Okay.
mean? A bit all of them.
Okay. So I saw a strange thing that you follow Sadhguru.
I saw Sadhguru. I think I do. Yeah.
You follow
I don't.
Sadhguru.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I do. I think I know who he is, so I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, like who he is? Like what do you think? He is
I,
from
I,
India.
honestly, I don't. I think it's he shares wisdom on reels, right?
Okay, right.
That's
Hmm.
I'm not I don't I'm not super familiar with the content. I do follow him, I guess, but
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, so basically, he's a spiritual person. Like,
okay.
he believes in spirituality a lot, and
Mhm.
he is from India. So, like, in India, we worship Shivji a lot. Okay,
Okay.
so, like, he take cares of a lot of people. He have a particular place where people visit from all over the world and everything. But okay. Like it got me really shocking that okay, you follow Sadhguru, but okay, like
I
yeah,
think
he shares
it's
wisdom.
famous. I think it's very famous on in the world.
Like
I
yeah, he goes to different places for interview, podcast, and everything.
Yeah, that's why I know him.
Hmm.
I think he was on a podcast called Impulsive on in America. A
Okay.
podcast that I used to see, and he was a guest, I think,
Hmm.
and I follow him from here. I think.
Okay. Okay. So like we were talking about, like having option B and everything. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, you might not agree, but I don't believe in having a option B. Like if
Do you have an option B
no,
for your podcast?
no,
Really? You full time?
really, genuinely, yes. Like
That's
I don't go to college. And the reason is like many people, and especially in India, the mindset is very different. So everyone is like that, oh, you should have a degree and you should,
I guess does that scares you or not?
no, I don't know why. Like I'm very sure about it that in an year it will be something else. Like I will be
Really?
having my own studio, my team will get bigger and bigger. And
You're doing amazing. I mean, for when did you start it?
I started, I think, 8 to 9 months ago.
Okay, no, but that's great. Like you're still at the starting at the end of the day, and
Hmm.
you're doing great. So I'm pretty confident too.
But do you have option B? Like you have your engineering
I
degree,
do.
that is the biggest option B. Hmm.
Yeah, no, I do. I do. I always had an option B. I'm not a
Okay.
good example for this mindset, but
Hmm.
again, maybe everything would have been more faster. Maybe I would have
Okay.
been 10 times further than right now, or maybe I would have been scared and not doing it. I don't know. But in my path, I did have an option B. But everything
Okay.
was low also. It was very, I started a long time ago. I told, because I was doing multiple times,
Okay.
multiple things at the same time.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. Like I'll tell you, Fede, the basic reason why I didn't went to college is my mindset is either you should go to a good college or you should just drop it. If you are not going college of a good level or something, then you should just drop it.
Yeah, whatever you do, you should do it. I can believe in it 100%. It's like a
Hmm.
half commitment. That's why we don't believe in it. It's half commitment at the end of the day.
Okay.
And you can
Hmm.
commit it, and even you can commit. So you can even commit and then see like it's not for you and everything. But it's the whole thing. It's about committing at some point. And in
Hmm.
my commitment, I was committed to do multiple things at the same time. It was also kind of a commitment. But
Right.
yeah, we have different paths.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. But like, what is the definition of success according to you? Like, when will you
Uh,
consider yourself as a successful person?
So person, so it's not even like I don't even think that music it's involved that much in it. If you're talking
Okay.
about persons and like
Okay.
being successful,
Hmm.
really it's to me it's you are at the point in your life when you are stable enough, you reach stability enough in a financial way, but in a emotional way and in a
Hmm.
social way, like your friends are stable, your relationship is stable, you everything you're seeking for it's a stable thing enough to at some point switch your mindset and care about other people
Okay.
completely and fully because you just fixed yourself. You're good with yourself. You did what you wanted to do with yourself. Anything crazy you wanted to try, you did. Everything you
Okay.
did, and now you're at some point where okay, now I'm gonna start helping other people because this you're never gonna end of it, but you can give energy and time. So I think success it's reaching this point where I can turn myself to other people in a completely committed way. That's what I
Okay.
would say.
Great.
Whatever jobs I do. But
Hmm.
it's I wouldn't be in that state if I didn't do music because I wanted to deeply do music. So do it, do what you have to do there, and I don't know what kind of mindset I'm gonna reach, but maybe I'm gonna say at some point, okay, I saw everything I wanted to see.
Okay.
Maybe.
But like, do you think if you would not have started your engineering, if you have not done your engineering, then you might not explore yourself as you explored now? Like, it was important basically.
Yes, no, it
By
was.
doing
It was.
that, you got to know that okay, I have to do music.
Yes, that's how I discovered it. I don't know if it's something that was in me and I would have discovered anyway,
Hmm.
but yeah, I started exploring. At some point, I was in a moment where I was because at the first grade, okay, it's the first grade, and the second, then third, said, okay, now I'm going somewhere. I'm in a
Right.
path. where I
Hmm.
don't really like the outcome, and it was a problem.
Hmm.
And beside it, I have a lot of energy. I was when I was doing a lot of sport and stuff because I just had energy, and I know I was capable of doing something. I didn't know what.
Okay.
So what I do, I start doing a lot. I doing acting, I do shooting, I do the music was one of them that I do a lot. I
Okay.
was on shooting sets and shooting ads and stuff, modeling and stuff like that. And then the one that really was like doing the best was music. So it
Okay.
was really like the one where I could find myself more. So I
Okay.
just like okay now explore it. Now I'm gonna do for it. But
Hmm.
yeah, it was this moment of exploration because of engineering.
But like, what if someone is very unaware of themselves? Like they can't
Mm,
just like basically everyone have a dream. But what
yeah,
if like I know a lot of people, they don't have any goal. Like
yeah.
they just can't find, like what shall they do? Or they don't have any interest. So do you think exploring different things is the best for them?
I think so. I think so. I think that your goal doesn't have to be the mainstream one. For
Okay.
us, it is because us, it's we want to start our own thing
Mm-hmm.
and creating our own project. So we're kind of the mainstream goal. But a lot of people, and that's good that those people exist, and the vast majority, they don't have this. Like they don't. They maybe their goal is just
Hmm.
to build a happy family. But it's hard. You know what I mean? Even this, but like being just. Having a simple life, but even this is very hard nowadays. But so maybe they don't have a normal goal, but they have goals. And
Hmm.
for the ones like us who they feel like they have a lot of energy to put into something,
Okay.
explore. Yeah, do you're gonna understand by doing and not by thinking.
Hmm.
So do a lot, and also like in this world, honestly, if you remove music, I would
Hmm.
do. There's so many other stuff so beautiful in life, and there's so among the discipline that I explored,
Mm-hmm.
music for me was the best one. But sport is so beautiful too. In the acting part, they're so beautiful
Right.
too.
Hmm.
There's so many things that I wanted to do. I just have to commit to one. But I also I struggle to understand. Podcasting is super. It looks super interesting too.
Right.
Like
Hmm.
it's so for the one who describes a little bit more mainstream like us, just do because there is so much stuff, so much stuff.
Hmm. But now I got what you were saying earlier that, like, even in podcasting, it
Yeah,
looks so good and it is genuinely if you are dedicated to it. But, like, emailing, cold emails, or, like getting in touch
yeah,
to
yeah,
like 100 of peoples a day, like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that is something anyone is not prepared of. At start you
That's the
just
skills.
don't know about it, you only look into all this matter, and according to this you think what life you can have, but
Mhm,
those are the things that comes with it,
exactly.
like you
No, no,
have to do it.
that's the sales part. What you're doing, it's the prospecting, and then
Hmm.
what a 9 to 5 job would call it prospecting, and then and then you take your leads and you transform it
Okay. Hmm.
into clients or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, you do have to make a research. You do have to qualify your prospect and stuff like this. This is
Hmm.
business.
But like very
Negotiating
I
contract at some point too. You can see you're passionate about it, and
hmm.
it's just fun to do. Honestly, I did a lot of interviews, but it was more like radios and TV, so only 2 minutes thing, very
Okay.
fast,
Hmm.
and it was very different. Like you gave me the opportunity like to talk for half an hour, 1 hour. That's
Hmm.
so just fun to do from my perspective. So why wouldn't I do it? And then you're very young and you have this energy, and so why wouldn't you? Like it's yeah, you're helping me as much as I help you. Like
Right.
it's a both 50-50. There's no reason to
Hmm.
say no at the
Hmm.
end.
Like
So
I,
of course,
I just had this one thing in your mind that you have to offer the another person something, and by something I mean it can be like their value. So any value should be added in their lives as well. That
yeah.
was my basic thing. So I used to reach out to guests in this way. Like even when I was reaching out to you, I wrote this that Delhi people love you so much, and we are from India, so you should do this podcast and everything. But it's great, basically. Also,
No, 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 great. I'm very
when
happy I'm doing it.
when are you planning? Like next month, next to next month? When can it happen that you are coming to Delhi?
So we're now we're looking for a venue and places and everything that is a organization part. So it's very hard to say. But yeah, so I'll let you know. I cannot really say right now nowadays. But
Okay.
of course I will let you know you and just and the whole new
But like
Delhi.
there are so many organizations. Like I worked with them personally. Like I was their
Mm,
host. Like I can. send you their email IDs and everything. Like you should reach out to them. Like 99% of the events that happen in Delhi, these people organize them. Like the event management
Okay.
companies and everything. So it can be very easy for them.
I'm super interested. I'm super interested. You can tell your team to send to my team.
Oh, right. I have no team. And yesterday, like this mic one problem I was telling you about this. So
Yeah.
basically, my brother is the one who made all of this happen. He is into marketing and like he's completely into business. So he was not at home. And I was calling him again and again that, I have this technical issue. What should I do? And he messaged me again and again that you should try this, you should try this. And I was like, I can't figure it out. Then he came home. He was like, everything is perfect. You just have to do this one click. And I
Ah,
couldn't
yeah.
do that. But
That's okay.
okay.
Now you know. Now you know for the next time.
Now it's perfect. But like Fede, I'm
Um,
telling you, whenever you are coming to Delhi, first of all, please tell me. I
I will. I
genuinely
will. I
want to
will.
meet you. And whenever, like, I'm very sure, like next year or next to next year, this is gonna get big. Our podcast will get big. And that time, when we will start traveling global, when we will be that big. So
Yeah.
I want to do podcast that time, honestly.
Okay.
Until
I'm
then,
gonna.
even your graph will be much higher.
Yes, exactly. This is recorded. This is a deal thing. It is
Yes, this is
recorded,
a
so we're
deal
gonna do.
thing. And
Nice,
you know,
nice. I
like
mean,
it will
leave
be
me to it.
great. It will be very like amazing to watch that after 2 or 3 years, that
I love
okay,
it.
this was a scenario earlier and now
Right.
this is a scenario. But okay,
Yeah.
great.
Right. Right.
Like
Okay.
this is the first podcast I enjoyed after a lot of time because
Yeah.
finding good guest, interesting guest is a
Sure.
very different thing.
Sure. Why did you? Why did you thought you I would be a good desk? Why did you send me a message?
I'll tell you. First of all, I saw your that Delhi one thing. Secondly, one friend of mine, she sent me this song on the other side. I think I don't know, a month ago or 2 months ago. I don't know the accurate time. And she was in that mode. Like I don't know, she had a breakup or something, and she was like that. Okay, I'm listening to this song. You should hear it. And I was like, that time my reaction was that no, why? Like I'll listen it later. Like right now I'm busy in my work and everything. And I was so amazed to watch that. Okay, this was that song. Yesterday night, then I went through all the playlist and everything. But basically, like the main reason was that your music is being loved by not only a particular country, but by all over the world.
Yeah.
Like if a person sitting
That
in
makes sense.
Belgium and if
Yeah. Yeah.
someone sitting in Delhi, if they
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
connecting through music, then that
Exactly.
was the
That's the
game changer
beauty.
thing.
No, no, beauty. That very cool that your friend sent you the song. But like,
Hmm.
yeah, it's very international music, and that's so beautiful. Like that's arts in particular. It just like
Hmm.
connects everyone, and
Hmm.
even people that don't even speak English sometimes, they just listen to the music because they like the
Even
melody.
my English is not that good, Fede. It is
It
not
is.
that
I mean, we
good,
haven't
but
got
still.
conversation since 1 hour, so I think we're good.
But like, how shall I tell you? But sometimes I think that I don't speak it right.
No, you do. I see.
Well,
I mean, also me. I'm an accent. we all learn English. We're not American. Maybe I did. You ever had a host who's like native American or UK?
no. It
Okay,
was very
but from a
typical people.
non-native perspective,
Hmm.
it's I don't even find difference between me and you and our English.
Okay. Okay. That's a compliment for me.
It
But
is.
it's great. Okay. But like I genuinely feel this about you that like on the other side is the most loved song. Okay. Like if you bring two to three more music like this, and if people give the same amount of love on those songs, then I think in 2 to 3 years you will be a game changer.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's see in our next podcast.
Yes,
Maybe this
yes.
is
You
gonna
will
happen.
be doing concert shows all over the
Exactly.
world and everything, and that will be your life, like properly.
True. 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 Now
But I
I'm
genuinely manifest this for you.
okay. Okay. This is manifested now.
Hmm.
No, no, but sure, but like this song, it's so beautiful when you try something else because I work with labels and professional people who expect some kind of thing
Okay.
and some kind of standard in music that I send,
Hmm.
and this one was out of the standard, so
Okay.
I came to their place. I was really like with the USB key, but
Okay.
I know those people very well, like the label I work with, and it was really like a different way, and I pitched it, and the song was different. Like the people that I work with, that I decided to work with, the team of this was very different than the usual one, and I enjoy it more, and I spent more energy and time for this song.
Okay.
And one thing that I work with, the people I work with are open-minded enough to take it into account. That's
Okay.
very huge. And the second thing, that it actually performed even better than the normal standard one.
Okay.
Give me so much energy, because I say, okay, now actually there's not a path. It's art. You can do whatever you want. You can explore. And here it's like an exploration that actually went well. So I'm definitely gonna do something different, and some of them gonna go well. Sometimes not gonna go well, but I'm gonna continue trying for sure.
Got it. But like from today, this song is going to be the one added in my playlist from today onwards. I'll hear it on repeat. And I'll try, that even when, okay, so I have an editor, at least in my team. I have an editor. So whenever he will edit the reels and everything, I will try my level best that at least the song becomes the one that is more heard in Delhi, Haryana, and our typical places. But it is amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, so Fede, now let's end this podcast. Even though I don't want to, because the conversation is going so good, but still, like, it is amazing. It was amazing talking to
Thank
you.
you.
First time I ever
Thanks.
had a conversation with someone out of India. So it was our
Nice,
first,
nice.
it was our first global podcast, we can say.
So good. Okay. I'm very happy to hear that. When the podcast are you planning to put this podcast out, or the first content? You have a time?
Like, it is on me. When will I edit? And
Okay.
like,
So you are the editor.
no, I edit basically
Okay.
podcast, and the
Okay.
another one he edits the reels on Instagram.
Got it.
Yes,
So
the
then
short form content.
you put this on the whole thing on YouTube, and then you're gonna have reels.
Yes. So see,
Okay.
it's very simple. I'll tell you the framework. Basically, now this will be recorded in Drive. I'll translate this in my tab, and I'll send the same link to my editor. Now
Okay.
we will be having 10 to 15 timestamps of this particular big format into short form content. Then 10 to 15 reels will be available of different kinds. We will we will have a discussion. Some may be like very motivating one, some may be according to like emotional factor, we will give a emotional factor. And then those short form content will be available on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Okay.
So we get views all over from all the
Get it.
platforms, and it become good.
Okay. I'm looking forward. Don't hesitate to send me, and I'm gonna check that out for sure.
I think in
Thank
1
you
or
very
2
much.
days I'll edit this.
Okay.
If I'll be that disciplined, I'll edit this.
Sounds very good to me. Thank you very much, Muskan.
But once again, thank you. So in India, we do this. Thank you so much, Fede, for coming on the
Thank you.
podcast. And looking forward. And I'm telling you, whenever you are coming to Delhi, please inform me. And you
I
are
will.
going to get so much of love. Like, believe me, it can be a game changer for you.
I will. For sure I will.
And please inform me. I will be very pleased to meet you whenever you will come. And that's it. And from today onwards, you got one more fan of yours. I'm genuinely a fan of your music and your personality as well. But once again, Fede, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you very much.
Thank you
And
for
all the
the
best for the podcast.
meeting. Now I'm ending this. Bye bye, Fede.
Ciao, ciao.
Fact ये है